Hi, welcome to my channel.
Hey, Uncle Kenny! Football! Hey, yeah!
If you're new here, my name is Cedric. I'm an actor, filmmaker, screenwriter, and a YouTube reactor. And you guessed it, I love Dimash. Love Dimash. My last reaction would have been to Okay. That's the name that it's called, Okay. And this one is OMIR OTER. This was also a Patreon request from Earth. Earth, thank you for requesting this. I know I've gotten a lot of comments also requesting this, so thank you to all of you. I hope you enjoy. I have no clue what to expect other than it's Dimash, so it's probably not going to be what I expect anyway, because that's his shtick, and it's great, and I love it. And that's what keeps me coming back. I know it's going to be good. That's the only thing I know, and that's just so fun to experience. I want to say thank you to all my patrons on Patreon, including Earth. Thank you for your support. Thank you for just helping me out. If you live anywhere near Connecticut, I'm going to be in Pippin July 21st to 31st in Madison, Connecticut. I'm playing Pippin, so you should come check it out. I'm about to start rehearsals. I don't know when this video is coming out. Maybe I already have started them, but it's going to be very fun. No further ado, let's just dive in. This is Dimash Kudaibergen, OMIR OTER. Cool opening shot. Cool. Wow, okay, lots going on here, even just from that moment right where I paused of the light changing. Is there, I assume, actually moving a light because you see all the shadows. I don't think they're actually just turning it on. I think they moved a light to go past him. I guess we'll see as I continue to watch. But there's a lot that's happening here. I think it's notable that when he's in the suit, when he's fully dressed up, he's faced away from the auditorium toward the back of the theater. I love that he's isolated against black when it first starts. You can actually see the light bouncing off of his bow tie and white shirt. At least I think he was wearing a bow tie. I can't remember now. But off of his white shirt and like reflecting off of his chin. It's just a fun note to think about. Like, we have to think about that when we're lighting scenes, when we're costuming people, because different colors reflect light differently. So it's interesting to see that. The other reason that I think it's interesting is because we also see him in a black space where he's walking down like a white corridor, I guess, isolated against the black. And so there's still this light reflecting up against him. So I don't know if that's an intentional visual nod to this other place that we're in, but I think it could be. I don't know who the people in the audience are. I don't know if they're supposed to symbolize people that he's lost, because they seem to be of different ages. One looks like could be a sister, a father, a grandfather, a grandmother, a mother. I don't know if that's what they're supposed to symbolize, because this does seem to be talking about how things come and go and life passes, and these things are going to be an echo when the time comes. And an echo doesn't make it bad necessarily. And I think it's important that he's performing in a theater where echoes are a part of the experience, where you have to check what the acoustical space is before you do your performance. You know what's a dead spot, what isn't, etc. And then also performing in a void where the sound would either die immediately or would echo endlessly. I think that both of those things are very important. I think the fact that he's in a simple white button down when he's facing the audience is fascinating. I think the way that the audience is isolated by spotlights is fascinating. I love the way the camera has not been still really this whole time. It's just constantly been doing a lot of the truck left, truck right. Not a lot of dolly in and out. It's all kind of been peripheral, which feels like the idea of life passing. The camera is passing by the viewer, or passing by the viewer, but also passing by this subject of the frame as well. The other thing I noticed is when he's walking in, we get this wide shot of this corridor, and as it seems to hit some sort of plane, it stops being straight edged and becomes more jagged. So I wonder if that's going to come into play somehow. I loved the opening when it was doing the cutting into close-ups. It feels like something is breaking, and whether that thing that's breaking is time or life or understanding, whatever it is, I feel like we're going to find out. But this is really exciting visually, and I love this song. This is my favorite Dimash, is this, you know, operatic tone, open. I'm guessing he's going to go somewhere extraordinary with it because it's him, but I could also just listen to this all day. I'm very sorry for pausing right here. I'm so sorry. This is going to be really quick. Look, when he's looking down, they're actually using his white shirt as a bounce to keep light on his face. So the light is bouncing off of his shirt to light his face. That is brilliant, and I'm mad that I've never thought of that. There's very few contexts in which it would work. This is one of them. I just wanted to point that out. That's very, very clever. Well done, well done. Look at the glow coming off his shirt. So something really, really interesting vocally that he's doing is he's not opening up all the way. He is fully capable of doing dun ta dun ta 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 in that range. I know he's a lot higher than I am there, but he's keeping it tighter. Dun 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 ta 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 instead of ta ta. It's just as powerful, but it has this intense, almost desperation with it. That I'm now getting the feeling that this whole thing is about time being kind of immaterial, because we have these characters coming in that are glowing. I'm not quite sure what they mean, but they look cool, and it gives me this sense that we're in this ornate theater. Theater itself transcends time, really. If you think about the concept of theater, if I was to play Hamlet, which if you're casting Hamlet, call me. If I was to play Hamlet, I am doing that, you know, theoretically in 2022, 2023, whenever. And at the same time, I'm doing that way back when it was written at, you know, the Globe Theater. I'm doing that. I am every actor that's ever played the role, and I am also just myself. It all transcends time as a universal experience, and that's the joy of theater. That's what makes it such a sacred space. So doing this in a theater is very cool. It's this beautifully ornate theater with these boxes up top that remind me of the Senate from the Star Wars films, which, I'm sorry, my brain just goes to Star Wars 100% of the time. Look at what I've got back here. I can't apologize for who I am. But I love it. I love as he's going up, he's not opening up. He's just adding more intensity, keeping that all front of the voice. It's not back. It's not open. It's very intense. It's a frontal attack. I really, really love it. While also keeping his vowels. So instead of going, ah, it's ah, which is a little bit more aggressive. And I love the approach of it. I think it's really, really wonderful. I also love the way the camera's coming in and up, craning up with it. It really, now we're starting to push in, but it's giving this sense of forward direction, and it's matching the rising intensity of the song itself. It's really beautifully constructed. Also, I see now that the reflections, I talked about the jagged edges, that's just a reflective floor. I didn't see that before, so might have read a little bit too much into that one. Okay. Yeah. Look at his eyes there. Yeah, so this is definitely about like fate and about eternity, and I don't know if it's really just like stop worrying so much about the day-to-day things, because there's a bigger world out there. I'm not quite sure what the deeper point is. Maybe the point is ambiguity of that. Maybe I just missed something. That's totally possible. I think I might prefer it with no specific meaning, because Dimash is one of those artists that's going to just allow you to bring your own meaning to the song. I'm sure he knows what he thinks it's about, but I think he would invite everybody to think about it on their own and draw their own conclusions. On this shot where he's walking in, this really nice moment where the lights come into frame and kind of hit with a lens flare right as the music hits. Just watch that. It's a really nice cohesion. Right, it's just cool. But this idea of life being a mirage, of everything being a mirage, all at once real and not real at all. It's all temporal. It's all in the hands of the Almighty. I'm loving this concept so far, and I love his performance. I love the way he pulled it back from this very frontal attack to being more of a soft approach when he's up on stage, except better than what I just did. But I haven't warmed up, and I didn't sleep super well last night, so whatever. This is the voice you're getting. It's just what you're gonna get. I can't be perfect. I'm not Dimash. Just the difference between the way that the two almost two Dimashes are approaching the different moments of this song, and it's so sweet when he does pull it back, because it takes it from begging to an even more soul-filled begging. I think it's really wonderfully done. Oh, that was well done. That's some solid prosthetic makeup. Oh, cool. That was really cool. Silhouette, nice. Look at his eyes. This is the first time we've actually seen them all there. I mean, that was Dimash. That was not what I was expecting. The eye effect was really cool. It's not very hard to do, but they used it to really cool effect, because it's this idea that there are experiences and there are truths which transcend the bounds of ourselves. There's, the idea of love goes beyond just me. Like, loving somebody cannot be something that only I experience. That's not what love is. And so Dimash has always been about transcendence and about pushing the limits of how we understand each other. If you look at a lot of his songs, Kairan Alim comes to mind. We all know how much I love that song. But a lot of his songs, Olympico, all of them really start to jump between Samaltao, gosh, I can't remember. Obviously his Ave Maria, War and Peace, like they are all about the human experience. And I am not from Kazakhstan. I'm from Ohio. And yet when Dimash says these things, I'm drawn into it, and I feel like the two of us share an understanding. Even though we're from different cultures, we speak different languages. He speaks like 6, I speak 1.5. He's really trying to get at universal truths, and even if we haven't experienced exactly whatever he's discussing, we've experienced something similar enough that he's still inviting us to participate in the conversation with him. And so this idea of people from across cultures, across generations, including himself at an old age, with some pretty cool prosthetic makeup, because that's really hard to do. I've played characters that are 60 plus, and that's really weird when you look yourself in the mirror. I just love the idea of ensuring that everybody is functioning within that space. I don't know. I loved it. I thought that was great. And I love the song. I love his performance. And I love the silence at the end, that he didn't give in to the temptation to sing some more, that it was just his performance, and his eyes are magnificent in this. I mean, just really putting a lot of emotion into that. Really, really good. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. But until then, please drink lots of water, fix your posture, get enough sleep, and be well.